Okay, this is Cryptic Girl back with some minor updates to my zombie apocalypse survival kit. So I'm just going to go through everything once again. The main thing to remember is that when you build your own survival kit, there are several factors to keep in mind. Things such as where you live or the sturdiness of your home. For example, I live out in the country, so the zombie virus may take a while to spread out here. I live in this house by myself, so I probably won't get bitten right away. I'm pretty certain that in the initial outbreak, most people will be infected by family members or roommates who live in the same house. Since I have the whole house to myself, I won't have that particular worry. On the other hand, my house is just a trailer, so it's not very sturdy. Zombies can probably break in easily, so I'll need to pack up and head for a more solid shelter. But that's just my situation. The supplies you'll need to gather would also depend on your plan. If you plan to hole up in a shelter, you'll need as much food and weapons and ammo as you can get. However, if you plan on traveling, you can only carry so much. That's why I know I can't pack too much stuff. In fact, I wonder if I have too much stuff already. That said, I'm just going to review my kit. The first thing we'll need is sources of light. I have plenty of flashlights here, either for backup or to lend to other people. So, my favorite is this one, a 9-bulb LED that runs on AAA batteries. It's nice and bright, and I can hook it to my wrist, or I can keep it in my pocket. So this would be the one flashlight that I would keep on my person at all times, whether it's day or night, or if I'm inside or outside. So if I can only have flashlight, it would be this one. I'm just going to show you. It's pretty bright in here already, but so there's that one. The next one I have is a Rayovac LED light. This one also runs on AAA batteries, and yeah, it will be my second one. Anything that's LED is a good flashlight. This one was like $4.48 at Walmart, so it's not too expensive. It's pretty cheap. Of course, Rayovac is pretty cheap, and they have good quality products, so I would highly recommend it. I have another Rayovac flashlight, but this one is not LED. As you can see, it has a little yellow where the LED lights are more white in color. But it's still a good flashlight. Now this one, this is my piece of crap flashlight. It's a big ass flashlight with just a little bitty light. I just found this one while I was digging through my drawers, so I was surprised I had it. Only reason I keep it is because it's still functional, and it's better than nothing, so it's just a pathetic light. And I have a couple of glow sticks. This is another one that I found while digging through my drawers. I bought it years ago and then forgot about it, and then I pulled it out from my survival kit. You can either wear it around your neck, or there's a little clip that you can hook to your belt. And this is a battery powered one, so all you have to do is twist the bottom. So yeah, it's good for emergency blackouts. This is another glow stick that I bought because it has several features to it. It has a glow stick on it. It works as a blinker. It also has a whistle built in. So I just blow it. So I'd probably wear this one around my neck more than the other one, just in case I need to signal for assistance. Okay. Flashlights are important, but I believe that it's also important to have some hands-free lights. So I have this cheap push lamp that I got from the dollar store. You just push down on it and it comes on. But there's no batteries in this one, so you can mount it on the wall or a tree or what have you. I have this thing I bought from the Dollar Tree. This one is only $1, but it is really good. Flashlight, blinker, and then just a regular glow light thing. And it's also mountable, so that's definitely a keeper. Moving on to the next category, you're going to need sources of fire. Fire is important for many things, such as lighting, cooking, and heat. I have several things here because I like to have backups. I have these here are the first lighters I bought, but they're quite difficult to light. The spark wheels hurt my thumbs like you would not believe. So I got these. I have some Bic lighters. It works way better because there's a metal shield here which minimizes the friction on your thumbs, and they're a hell of a lot easier to light. Of course, I actually prefer to use these as your hands aren't so close to the flame. They're pretty childproof. You hold up this part and pull the trigger. Otherwise, it's not going to work. And I have this one that I bought from the dollar store, but it's really not very good. It has no childproof, so you have to keep it away from the kids. I just bought it because I like how it's shaped like a giant match. And I have these matches here, just in case I run out of... I like to have my backups. I had the big box here, then I have several containers, like an old prescription bottle that I put extra matches in, and this old toothpick. So, several containers. Tea light candles. They're useful to have as long as you're not in the rain. They provide light if you're out of flashlight batteries. If you make a little shelter with a tent or some tarp, it'll actually contain the heat. They last longer than you might think, so I would highly recommend them. Okay, and this here is an emergency essentials kit that I bought from Winn-Dixie. It was on clearance for $5 and it was originally $20, so I couldn't pass up on that deal. The Magic Heat Kit includes stove, grill bars, and a fuel cell. The Magic Lamp Kit includes globe, decorative label, and fuel cell. The Magic Wick 4-pack includes 4 fire starters, roadside flares, and a pack of brushes. I guess to brush your teeth with, unless there's something else they're used for. Then you'll need a first aid kit. Instead of buying one of those $10 kits from the store, I just put together my own. So I used a kid's pencil box. I have hand sanitizer, hand lotion, and some antibacterial wipes. I've got plenty of Band-Aids and aspirin. So that's that. And a pair of gardening gloves. They keep my hands from getting cut up or dirty. I don't like getting my hands messy, but I don't like the smell of these gloves either, but looks like I'll have to endure it. About all the gloves I've come across smell like this. So, and I have a backpack to carry all this stuff in. I'll just need to organize and break down the stuff to make it all fit. This is what I bought from the thrift store for $1. And, well, here's something funny. These Ninja Stars, I got these from a yard sale. Not that I'll actually be able to throw them at the zombies, but maybe there's someone who can. I just thought they'd be cool to have. Maybe I'll find some use for them. Some people can come up with creative uses for just about anything. So I'm just gonna keep these. and some twine. I got this 3-ply, 150 feet. It's good for miscellaneous uses, and it's highly recommended in a lot of the survival kit building guides, so here it is. You have this, the kangaroo bag organizer. It's the one you see advertised on TV. It's supposed to help you organize your purse or handbag with all these little pockets. You can look inside and see all the pockets. But it's very difficult to keep it open while you're loading your stuff into it. So I think it's more trouble than it's worth. So I may end up leaving it. But there's a little whistle. It has a compass attached and a thermometer. There's also a magnifying lens in here. Don't know if I can get out with one hand, but it's in there. Canned food is probably one of the first things that come to mind when you're thinking about building your survival kit, so you're going to need that. Freeze-dried food is also highly recommended. I have several soups and pastas here. I recommend non-perishable snacks like fruit cups or Vienna sausage to help conserve the canned meals. I have some tuna and some seasoning to go with it. I was going to leave the mayonnaise out of it because if you get the big jars, it'll just go bad on you if the electricity goes out. But then someone gave me the idea to start collecting those little packets that you get from the deli or the fast food places. So I'm going to start doing that. And a manual can opener. You're going to need that for obvious reasons, so make sure you have one. Water. We all know how important water is, so I really don't need to ramble about it. It's probably the most important ingredient to survival. I don't have any in this room, but I have it in the house. And I bought these neck lanyards to go with the flashlights, but I found that they don't work very well for that purpose. They swing around when you walk or run, and they get in the way when you're actually using the flashlights. The wrist lanyards are far better. I have some right here. So I'll keep them anyway. Maybe there'll be some other use for them. Those extra wrist lanyards that I got from Amazon. And another important thing you're going to need is weapons. Sadly, I don't own any firearms yet. I might get a pistol for Christmas, but I'm not sure. If not, I'll just find my uncle and borrow some guns from him. He hunts for deer every year, so he's quite experienced with the guns. But until then, I'll have to settle with some tools. I have this baseball bat that I bought from a yard sale. It's pretty much a kid's bat because it's pretty lightweight, but it's also pretty solid. And I have this shovel. I got that shovel from the dollar store. If I had to choose one of these weapons, I'd go with the shovel because you can also use it to dig holes. Another important tool is a knife, and I have several of those. So I got them all laid out down here. This is one that I bought for $1 at Walmart, and it's a pretty decent knife. I use it for opening boxes in those plastic packages that they don't want you to open. So you can use this clip here to clip it to your belt. And then this one's pretty similar. I got this one from a yard sale for 50 cents. And it has pretty much the same features, the clip, the safety thing. So there's that. And I have this tiny one for the keychain. I got this from a hunting store in Maryland. So this is the one that I'll keep on my keychain in case I'll need to use a knife before the zombie apocalypse. Okay. Here's a multi-tool that I bought for $1 from the Dollar Tree. Has scissors, a knife, a nail file, screwdriver, corkscrew, bottle opener. I need to work on actually getting the tools out. I might end up getting me a real Swiss Army knife. See if that's any easier to get the tools out, because this is pretty difficult to get to unfold. So it might be more trouble than it's worth. I'll just leave that there. I still need, oh, almost forgot, I have this knife that I bought from the thrift store for $1.50. It came with its own little holster. I'm gonna back up here. It might look pretty dull, but a knife sharpener can take care of that, which I still need to buy a knife sharpener. So I keep this hooked around this little hip sack that I'll use for little things like these. These are just little Ziploc bags that I'll organize things with, like the first aid items and the matches and stuff. Keep my precious stuff from getting wet. So batteries are important. So I've been buying them a few at a time. So you need to be able to power up your flashlight and your radio and any other electronic devices you might have. I started out with Rayovac because it's just as good as a Duracell or Energizer, but they're cheaper. But then I moved on to the dollar store generic brand. It's just as good, and it's even cheaper than the Rayovacs. But just make sure you get the alkaline batteries, because those 98-cent heavy-duty ones just don't last very long. So stick with the alkaline. Lithium batteries are even better if you can afford them, but they're quite expensive in comparison, so it's really not necessary when alkaline does the job well. Believe it or not, entertainment is just as important. There's nothing worse than ripping your hair out because you're bored senseless. So when you get a chance to rest, a good game of cards will help. It'll help keep your spirits up. We're also assuming that we'll have no power, so we won't be able to play your PlayStation or Xbox. I can't imagine that many people would pack their PlayStations or Xboxes in their survival kits either. So I have several things here, like this volume of Sudoku puzzles. It's that popular game from Japan where you put the numbers in the grid. So it's a good mental exercise. So, and I have this pack of Uno cards. Look at these. It's a special Nintendo edition. You can see your favorite Super Mario Brothers characters. Yoshi! So, yeah. And it came in this little tin box. Back in the day, I was notorious for losing these cards and getting them all messed up, but this tin box helped me keep them together, keep them safe. So I've had this pack for years, so I'm really proud of it that I still have them and they're still intact. And then there's a pack of Star Wars playing cards. It's just your standard diamonds and clubs and hearts and spades. I just bought these on a whim because they were on clearance, as you can see from the red sticker. I figured I'd never use them, so I figured just toss them in my survival kit. I'm sure I'll use them then. And then I have this DVD. Now you're wondering, what the hell do I need a DVD for? But it's not the DVD you need, but it's the workout program. If you're going to run from zombies, you're going to need to be in shape. Leslie Sansone has these walking workouts, And they'll help you build endurance, strengthen your heart and lungs, and achieve cardio fitness. The workouts are very simple. They're nice and intense without being too vigorous and exhausting. She even adds arm work and light-weighted balls to maximize the effectiveness. So, Leslie Sansone is the name I'd recommend. You see her name right there. Walk Away the Pounds. And then I have a journal. You can use it for taking notes or information, but I'll mostly use it for telling the story of my life. I won't have access to my online journal during the zombie apocalypse, so it's back to the old pen and paper. If I don't survive for whatever reason, I'd want the remaining survivors to keep my journal and maybe have it published if they actually manage to contain the thing. They manage to rebuild society. A tea light holder. Not much use for that. It's not really necessary, but it would increase safety and make it easier to use 3 tea lights instead of 1. But I don't actually have to have it, so it won't kill me if I have to leave it behind. An extra composition book for journals or writing notes and stuff. Labels. What I really need to do is start labeling my batteries and with the purchase date, because I can't even remember how long I've had these. This big pack here is several years old at least. These have at least several months behind them. And probably condense them a bit if I kept them in the Ziploc bags. Now, here's something people may not think to add to their survival kit. It's an Amazon Kindle. So you may think, well, it needs power to work, and you can't just put batteries in them like the other things. But that's true. But in addition to reading ebooks, there are useful apps and games you can download to it. Like, I have a notepad app that you can use to take notes and stuff. I use it for lists mainly. Like, I have a list of supplies that I do have. Where is it? Zompox Survival Kit. I have a list of items that I still need to acquire. A hatchet, cargo strap, safety pins, knife sharpener, fishing line, fishing hooks, tarp, tent stakes, duct tape, hand warmers. So that's one use for the notepad application. For ebooks, I have several zombie survival guides, including the one from Max Brooks, and one general disaster preparedness manual. I also have some fictional zombie novels, so maybe I'll pick up some ideas from those as well. To address the issue of power, the Kindle has 30 days of battery life with wireless off. If electricity goes out, I can recharge it in an abandoned car. So that's my solution for recharging the thing. This particular Kindle has 3G connectivity, so it'll be useful for getting info, for a while at least. But once the zombies take over the AT&T headquarters, and that'll be the end of that. And I just bought this weather radio a few weeks back. I've been needing one for a long time, so I'm glad I finally got my hands on it. And a map of the Florida state. Has nice lamination to it. Whoop! It's easy to unfold. Not so much with one hand. So I'm just gonna. So, see the map here. Turn it over, and you see the different sections. It was not upside down. Wish I wouldn't do that. Okay. So, I guess these are the Orlando area, Tampa. I'm trying me see where I live. Tallahassee, Jacksonville. That's about the closest to where I live. St. Augustine over here. Daytona Beach. So if I can see Dunn Avenue. Yeah, I have to actually read these things because it can be confusing. But anyway, I have a map and I am happy. I think this is the latest edition. You can write on it and wipe it off. That's a nice feature. Anyways. And that pretty much concludes my survival kit at the moment. Like I said, it's still far from complete. There's still many things I need to add to it. But this is what I have so far. And I'll keep gathering supplies little by little. And once I'm done, I'll actually pack this shit. Okay? So I'll see you during the zombie apocalypse, and I'll meet you over at Fort Clinch. So, goodbye.